Have you ever noticed the person in your neighborhood who seems completely ordinary? They drive a modest vehicle, perhaps a 10-year-old Toyota or a well-kept Honda. They wear comfortable, high-quality clothes without any visible logos or brand names. They shop at the same local grocery stores as everyone else, and they never brag about their latest vacation to Europe or the Caribbean. But here is the truth that might shock you in today's world of 2026. That person might have a higher net worth than the family living in the grand mansion down the street. They are practicing what we call stealth wealth. In an era where everyone is desperate to look rich on social media, keeping your mouth shut about your money is the ultimate power move. Building wealth is incredibly difficult, but keeping it can be even harder if you paint a large target on your back. Before we dive into the specific strategies of how to protect your fortune and your peace of mind, please take a moment to support this channel. If you find value in these insights, hit the like button and subscribe so you never miss a deep dive into financial freedom. And please, leave a comment below with the phrase, "I am building wealth in silence," so I know who is committed to this journey. Now let us look at the reality of the global economy in 2026. Inflation has made every single commodity more expensive, and the social pressure to show off has never been higher. But for those of us approaching retirement or already enjoying our golden years, the rules of the game have changed significantly. The greatest threat to your hard-earned retirement fund is not just a market crash or a bank failure. It is something much more subtle, personal, and potentially devastating. It is the shifting expectation of others once they realize you have achieved a level of financial success. Think deeply about the psychology of recognition. We work for 40 years. We save every possible penny, and naturally, a part of us wants to show the world that we finally made it. We want that respect and that nod of silent admiration from our peers and our neighbors. However, the moment you display your wealth, you fundamentally change the way the world treats you. You move from being an equal member of your community to being viewed as a source of capital. This is especially dangerous for those in their 60s and 70s. At this stage of life, your money is your lifeline and your total independence. If you lose a significant portion of it now, you do not have another 30 years to go back and earn it all over again. That is why stealth wealth is not just a lifestyle choice, it is a critical survival strategy. Let us discuss the first major front where you need this protective shield, and that is with your family and your closest friends. Money has a very strange and powerful way of distorting even the most loving, long-term relationships. When the family grapevine whispers that you have a significant retirement account, the dynamic immediately shifts. Suddenly, a distant relative has a brilliant business idea that just needs a small personal loan to get off the ground. Or a close friend starts to expect you to pick up the check every single time you go out to dinner together. This does not happen because these people are inherently bad or malicious. It is because human nature leads people to adjust their expectations based on what they think you can easily afford. When you practice stealth wealth, you are protecting the authenticity of your human relationships. You get to know who truly loves you for your company and who loves you for your bank balance. By keeping your financial success private, you avoid the awkwardness of saying no to a loan that you know will never be paid back. You maintain your boundaries without ever appearing cold, uncaring, or elitist. Now let us talk about the second front, which is the service provider tax. In 2026, data is everywhere, and businesses are using advanced algorithms to price their services. However, the physical world still operates heavily on immediate perception and visual cues. Imagine you need a new roof, a major landscaping project, or an urgent repair on your home. If a contractor pulls into your driveway and sees a brand new luxury sport utility vehicle and a pristine exterior, their mental quote often shifts upward. They assume you have deep pockets and a very high tolerance for premium, inflated pricing. However, if you live in a modest home and drive a reliable, older vehicle, you are seen as a regular, budget-conscious customer. You get the honest price, the middle-class quote, and the genuine, straightforward service. This price discrimination is a very real phenomenon, and it can bleed your savings dry over a decade of home ownership. Stealth wealth allows you to navigate the marketplace as an invisible, protected player. You get the same high quality of work without the unstated premium that comes with looking wealthy. Beyond the financial costs, there is a mental energy tax that most people never consider. When you own expensive things, those things begin to own you. A luxury car requires specialized maintenance, high insurance premiums, and constant worry about scratches or theft. A massive home requires endless cleaning, expensive repairs, and a level of attention that steals your most valuable asset, which is your time. In 2026, the truly wealthy have realized that minimalism is the ultimate sophistication. They would rather spend their energy on their health and their hobbies than on managing a fleet of depreciating assets. The third front is perhaps the most critical in 2026, and that is your personal security and protection from digital scams. We are living in a time where hackers and online scammers are more sophisticated and aggressive than ever before. They use artificial intelligence to scan social media profiles for targets who appear to have high liquid assets. If you are posting photos of your expensive watch, your jewelry, or your luxury vacations on public forums, you are broadcasting your vulnerability to the entire world. In this digital age, your privacy is your greatest defense. The most successful retirees today are those who fly completely under the radar. They do not attract the attention of identity thieves or sophisticated social engineering experts who use voice cloning to trick families. They keep their digital footprint very small and their physical presence very humble. This brings us to a very important point about the difference between looking rich and being truly wealthy. Wealth is what you do not see. Wealth is the $1 million, $2 million, or $5 million sitting quietly in a low-cost index fund, compounding every single day while you sleep. Wealth is the total freedom to spend your Tuesday morning walking in a park instead of sitting in a stressful boardroom. Many people you see flaunting luxury lifestyles on the internet are actually struggling under a mountain of crushing debt. They are working longer hours and experiencing massive amounts of stress just to maintain an image for people they do not even like. When you embrace stealth wealth, you officially opt out of that exhausting and meaningless race. You realize that your money is meant to buy you options and flexibility, not just objects. It is meant to give you the ultimate power to say no to things you do not want to do. It is meant to ensure that you never have to worry about a sudden medical bill or an emergency home repair. Think about the concept of the tipping point in wealth building. Once your portfolio reaches a certain size, it starts to earn more money in a single year than you ever did at your full-time job. If you have $500,000 invested and the market grows by 10%, that is $50,000 of pure growth. If you spend that growth on a flashy new car just to show off, you have just killed your golden goose. But if you keep that growth hidden, protected, and reinvested, It doubles and then triples over time. The second million comes much faster than the first, but only if you have the discipline to stay quiet and patient. This is the hidden superpower of the silent millionaire. They let the power of compounding do the heavy lifting, while they enjoy a peaceful, modest, and meaningful life. They understand that a garage full of expensive cars is just a collection of liabilities that require your constant attention. As we move further into 2026, the gap between those who save and those who spend is widening into a canyon. The social pressure to conform to a high-consumption, high-visibility lifestyle is incredibly intense. But I want you to remember that the most comfortable chair in the world is the one you can sit in without worrying about how you will pay for it. The best meal you will ever eat is the one shared with true friends who have no idea how much money you actually have in the bank. They are there for your soul and your character, not for your wallet. There is also a legacy component to stealth wealth that many parents and grandparents overlook. When you raise children or interact with grandchildren in an environment of visible excess, you risk stripping them of their drive. By practicing stealth wealth, you teach the next generation the value of hard work, character, and intellectual curiosity. You give them the gift of a normal upbringing, free from the entitlement that often destroys wealthy families. They learn to appreciate the simple things, which are the only things that truly provide lasting happiness. So, how do you start implementing this strategy today? First, conduct a thorough audit of your monthly spending. Second, be extremely careful with your language and your financial disclosures. When people ask how you are doing financially, a simple "we are doing okay" or "we are managing fine" is more than enough information. You do not need to give specifics about your 401k, your pension, or your various real estate holdings. Third, find deep joy in the things that cost very little or nothing at all. Spending quality time with your grandchildren, reading a great book that changes your perspective, or exploring the natural beauty around you. These are the activities that actually lead to a long, healthy, and deeply satisfied life. Money is simply the silent tool that makes these experiences possible without the interference of financial stress. Before we conclude, I want to remind you once again to engage with our community. If this message resonated with you today, please hit the like button and share this video with one person who needs to hear this truth. And do not forget to subscribe to help us reach more people who are searching for real, honest financial wisdom in 2026. Your support allows us to keep producing these deep dives into the strategies that actually work for regular people. In closing, always remember that the ultimate goal is to be rich, not to look rich. When you reach the point of true financial success, keep your mouth shut and your eyes on the prize. Build your wealth in the shadows and enjoy your absolute freedom in the light. The world does not need to know your exact net worth. Only you and your immediate family need to know that you are secure, protected, and free. True prosperity is a quiet, unshakable confidence, not a loud, desperate announcement. Stay disciplined, stay humble, and keep building your legacy in silence. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in our next video.